Sung Han-ju is a about 8 months old Korean baby girl with black hair, black eyes, fair complexion. On August 24th, 1976, the child was transferred to Sungno-won Children's Temporary Guidance Center by Norwegian police station. They tried to look for her relatives for 2 months, but in vain. Therefore, she was brought to Sungno Babies Home. Since the child was placed to the home, no one came to see or ask about her. No further information was available on her parents. The name was given by the director. Han means wise and Ju means pretty. My name is Dana Jackson. My Korean name is Sung Han-ju. I am in my 40s and I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I came to America September 30, 1977. It was just my mom, my dad, and me. So my dad is white and my mom is Filipino and Chinese. I think it was kind of unusual because I think people thought I was her daughter. My grandpa, he was Filipino and my mom's mom was Chinese. My hobbies, when I was a kid, I liked to do tennis and doing things with my mom because I was close to my mom. My mom passed away in 2010. If my mom was alive right now, I think I'd probably say that I love her very much. And I would probably continue doing things with her. My dad is going to be 81 years old. I am helping my dad out and live with my dad. Yes, I grew up in Minneapolis my whole life. Well, I don't particularly like the city that much sometimes because I think it's too busy around here and it's too crowded. I like more of the suburb because there's less people and it's less traffic. Right now I am working in the mailroom at the moment, but I wanted to try to get a different job to go back into the medical field. It was kind of unusual for me. I mean, I felt like I belonged and I didn't belong with other people. Didn't have that many Asians around the neighborhood. I just felt kind of like the odd one in. There wasn't any other Asian in my community. There was just white people and African American. I think I was not really, too shy. My mom, she invited a lot of people around the neighborhood for my birthday. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with at being a Korean adoptee, but I have some issues. With my life, challenges. Because when I was in high school, I was in special education for most of my life. No. I would have liked to have gone to the Korean camps, but I don't think my parents knew about the Korean camps back then. Well, it happened probably when I was in my high school years, because there's a few of Korean adoptees back then, when I went to Roosevelt High School. I've been in the Korean adoptee community since I was in my late 20s, when I was in the AK Connection. doing their events because I first found out about AK Connection through a Korean adoptee, and she told me about, and I met her on the bus, and I found out about AK Connection through her. I've been with AK Connection, and then there was another social group called Minnesota Korean Adoptee Community, and then there are events for Pastor Park. I think that's going pretty good with the Kimchi Club, like joining the group and then just learning the Korean language. And I've done in the past Korean drumming, Shapirum, I think it's called, and also I like to go to Korean Adoptee events. I prefer the Korean Adoptee events because I feel like I might have more in common going to those. Well, I think so far my favorite has been joining the Kimchi Club. That would probably be my favorite. As of now, I like Korean drama, K-pop. I like to do a lot of Korean-related stuff. Kim Woo-bin is my favorite actor. I don't have a favorite actress. And I like, my favorite Korean drama is Boys Over Flowers. Yes. Since I've been going to the different events, I have met so many Korean adoptees in Minnesota. I met like probably 125 people in the Korean adoptee community. I feel like I belong in the group because I am a Korean adoptee, and I just feel like I belong than any other kind of groups there are. I felt pretty good being a Korean adoptee. I just feel like I belong than any other community. No, I don't really feel, I feel a little bit connected with them, I feel like, but not a close connection. Well, I have met Korean adoptees that have done really well in their life, and then Korean adoptees, I just met people that are doing good with their life. Yes, I have tried a little bit, but I haven't done I'm still trying to have my agency Children's Home Society get back to me, and still waiting. Well, I found third cousins in my 23andMe. The only one that I did was 23andMe. Well, I'm trying to get some information through from Goal. Well, they said that I would have to talk to ESWS. Well, I feel like there is a little bit of missing pieces of not finding my birth parents. I have been to Korea. I went to Korea on a trip in 2003 called OKF, Overseas Korean Foundation, and I did that for 3 weeks. On the tour, I met Korean adoptees that were from USA and also Europe. It was fantastic, and I'd like to go back to Korea again. Well, I would like to have Korean adoptees come to more events. Because some don't come to events and some are afraid to, and we have a big population of Korean adoptees, and I see some Korean adoptees that don't want to come or can't come, or they have kids, but I think try to get Korean adoptees to come to more social events and meet other Korean adoptees that have more stuff in common.
is the dating profile for Dana. She's single.
Better way for a better